Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, September 15, 2021. More shipments of COVID-19 vaccines arrived in the island on Monday. 100,800 doses each of the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson brands were received.
The doses are part of the purchase arrangements through the COVAX facility in the instance of the AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson purchased from the African Medical Supply Platform.
While speaking at a press briefing last evening, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton cautioned persons to take vaccines that are available.
All the vaccines have met the clinical requirements, the expert sign-off, and therefore all offer protection, and waiting could actually impact your vulnerability in terms of the virus, particularly now in this stage of a third wave. So we do encourage persons to take up the vaccines that are available.
Dr. Tufton says the take-up of vaccines has been positive and encouraging. He reveals that as at 4:30 p.m. yesterday, approximately 686,828 persons received first, second, or single jabs. This, he says, reflects 98% of the 700,000 dose projection for the end of September. Meanwhile, persons who are due their second dose of the COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine will have to wait on the next shipment, as the more than 200,000 doses received have been administered. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says a second shipment of that brand was expected in time to administer the second dose. However, he says discussions are underway and the anticipated time frame is 2 to 3 weeks.
We have not yet been given a firm date, and so we wanted to make this announcement, but also to provide the technical guidance and to reassure the public that there is some time remaining that one can wait to get the second dose and to ensure its effectiveness.
Over the next 3 weeks, approximately 82,000 persons who have received their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine will become due for their second dose. Dr. Tufton says the World Health Organization, WHO, has given consideration for the second dose of the Pfizer brand to be given within 3 to 6 weeks after the first dose and up to 12 weeks in some instances. The Ministry of Health started its assessment of request for quotation RFQ from the private sector today for entities that are interested in administering the COVID-19 vaccine. The RFQ will outline how they will administer the vaccine within the stipulated guidelines of the ministry and the cost to do so. According to Minister Tufton, the RFQ will include small, medium, and large enterprises. These can be faith-based, community-based, or existing healthcare facilities such as pharmacies, hospitals, health centers, or doctors' offices.
To simplify, how it works is that once you are selected, it means you would have given a price to administer the vaccine. You would have a location or a facility that could be mobile to go into locations. You would have met the protocols around the clinical guidelines, and you would have a price that the government would pay to administer the vaccine. The vaccines are free, to be very clear. The government is paying for the administration of the vaccine, and the person who is receiving the vaccine is not paying anything.
Dr. Tufton says with more vaccines now available, the partnership with the private sector will increase vaccination access points and make the process more efficient and the locations less congested. Meanwhile, the health minister says the processing of RFQ for private hospitals will be fast-tracked given their greater levels of preparedness.
They have doctors, nurses, other forms of equipment and infrastructure in their normal course of activity. And let us get them going as quickly as possible, perhaps as early as next week.
The health minister says a meeting was held with representatives from 10 private hospitals 2 weeks ago to go through the process. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development is seeking to procure 50 compactor trucks to improve garbage collection across the island. The estimated cost for the units is approximately $1.3 billion. Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, Audley Gordon, says the acquisition of the new units will assist in addressing the waste collection challenges currently being experienced.
We are also trying on the other end to make sure that we can get more resource and to be of better service to you. We are at the wicket and we assure you that we are doing our best. We ask the public, we ask you, please, to properly containerize your garbage until we come.
Mr. Gordon says the agency is also in the process of procuring a tipper truck to dispose of electronic products and devices such as computers, cell phones, and televisions.
E-waste is a big problem. A lot of people, you have your old computers, your old laptops, you don't know what to do with it. Very soon, we will be directing you in a structured way how to dispose of it. We cannot allow the e-waste to be thrown into the regular garbage. There's far too much danger involved in that.
Mr. Gordon was addressing a recent media briefing by the agency. And finally, residents and persons traveling the Gordontown area can now take advantage of the improved roadway. The rehabilitated Gordontown Main Road was completed on Friday following Cabinet's approval of a $187 million contract to fix a section of the roadway that collapsed after heavy rains associated with Hurricane Eta last November. Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, under which the area falls, Juliet Holness, says residents continue to express their satisfaction with the work, which was completed within the promised timeline. The work was done by contractors from NF Barnes Construction and Equipment Company and the National Works Agency, NWA. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.